graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
And they know that they don't have to wait for the Earth to rotate on a 47-degree axis so the stars can touch the sky and create an equinox so they can see the Big Dipper. No, no, no. All they got to do is call the Big Papa, because I'm the man with the Big Dipper, and satisfaction's coming when I go behind and do the bump and grind. And it's only a matter of time because they call me the Big Bad Booty Daddy. So Goldberg, realize this, I only care about two things in this world, my freaks and my peaks. And when I beat your bald ass down at Fall Brawl, and I'm about to put you in a Steiner recliner, I'm going to whisper in your ear, Suplex City, bitch.
February 7th, 2015. As always, it's your boy Jim Vicious, along with the Spock to my Captain Kirk.
If you don't know me now, I ain't going to tell you, but I'm going to one more time. It's Rando Commando.
I just love the, if you don't know me by now, if you don't know me,
you will never, ever, ever know me.
And we are joined today by Ryan from the Gully Blanchard podcast. How are you, sir?
Good, good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Thanks for taking time out to come hang out with us on the show. You can listen to Suplex City Limits everywhere fine podcasts are found, iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, all that. Follow us on Twitter at Suplex City Limit. You can also follow our guests podcast at Gully Blanchard on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our Patreon. Give us $1. And we got some shirts coming up soon.
Ooh.
The return of shirts with a brand new design. Fantastic.
Exciting.
So Facebook and Twitter are the first place to learn about that. Gentlemen, talk about some wrestling.
I have a quick note to make that we forgot. I wanted to comment on this on the last pay-per-view here. What was our last pay-per-view? Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The Owens-Ambrose match.
Uh-huh.
When Owens gets thrown over the table on top of Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Where he's flailing his arms right in Michael Cole's face, like
Grabbing
on purpose.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic. I can't believe I forgot to say something about that last week.
Every time we finish, I'm like, well, I forgot to say like 50 things.
Yeah. But yeah, I just, that was like the best part of the whole Royal Rumble, was that match and that particular part. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the things that Owens did that night that made it interesting. I loved that, and then just his little nuances after he eliminated AJ.
Yep.
You know, doing the AJ pose in front of him, and I think he was the only guy in the company that really could have eliminated AJ because AJ came in so beloved. So I think it did good to help Owens out.
Boy,
too.
did he got a pop, didn't he? Holy fuck,
Yeah.
did he get a pop. Holy
I don't know where it came from, but I saw a video floating around this week where maybe it's from a house show, but Owens is right up in the crowd, and it's filmed from a phone in the crowd, and he goes up to this little kid, and like the kid reaches out kind of to like shake his hand, and he reaches out to the kid, and as the kid goes for it, he pulls his hand back and then blows his fucking armpit stink in the kid's face. This kid's like fucking 40 years old. I was just like, God, fuck, that's good.
Yeah, I saw something where like it might have been the same incident, but there was another incident where he had something with a dad in the crowd where like a kid grabbed him and Owens took the guy to town, like, on Twitter, like, called him out on it on Twitter, like, saying that if you were the dad that did that, you should do a better job raising your kids, or just some shit. Like, he really makes Twitter entertaining. Like, a lot of, in this era where a lot of guys are PC and they're just putting over, themselves, he really makes that thing interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It does. It's like the best heel they've had in forever.
Yeah.
But he's so good at it that you actually like him, So.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's kind of gotten the shits lately, man. He's gotten the shaft. He's lost 3 matches in a row, so I don't know what's going on with that.
He's starting to get. I was starting to be what happened what I was going to worry when he came in, just kind of getting lost in the shuffle. He's not really doing much, as of right now. It's, he's having good matches with Ziggler, but there's got to be more that they can get out of Kevin Owens than what they're getting out of him now.
Yeah.
We thought they should have kept the belt, the IC belt on him and had him drop it to Zayn at Mania. That would have been fantastic, but what do we know?
Yeah, I mean, I could go into it for hours on what I think they should have did with. I don't see the point in having Ambrose walking into Mania as your IC champ, but I don't.
He's the IC champ, but he's always involved in the main event picture with the main belt, so it takes that belt kind of out of the equation, and I don't know.
Yeah. Every time they go to solidify that thing, and you think you're going to get a good run out of it, they just end up blowing it like 3 weeks later. Well,
here you got a pay-per-view where that belt will not be defended, so.
Yeah. And the U.S. title is still somewhat in existence. Kinda. So, I mean, your IC champ is going to be in the main event going to WrestleMania where everyone who's anyone
eating the pin.
That. Yeah, he's going to be the one eating the pin.
Probably.
Yeah, there's no way Lesnar. I'd be shocked if Lesnar laid down for him to eat the pin.
Unless they, change it last second, but it's been just the second that Royal Rumble ended, it was just like, or once you heard this main event anyhow, it's just like, the Wyatts are going to fuck Lesnar, and Reigns is going to, I don't know. Yeah, and then, he'll go to Mania, and they'll try to do a face, title win, and the crowd will shit on it, I'm sure.
And see, the thing I think that's funny is they had this same issue last year where they wanted to put, they wanted to give Reigns the road to WrestleMania and get over. I don't understand why 2 Fastlanes in a row you put Reigns. If you want him to be the face going into Mania, why do you put him in a match with, this year 2 of the most popular guys in the company, and then Daniel Bryan last year? How is he supposed to come out of this match? And he's either going to pin his best friend, which fans can relate to and get behind Ambrose, and he's not going to pin Lesnar.
I don't know if they put anything here on SmackDown. I got cable this week for the first time in a couple years, so I watched SmackDown. Ambrose kind of jumps off the top to the outside, kind of misses the Wyatts and takes Reigns out, so I don't know if that's going to be seeds planted or what, but I just don't even care. WWE at this point, it's like we have to come on here every week and talk about it, and it's just like, meh.
Yeah. And that's the worst part. Like, they're going into their biggest event of the year, and the general consensus fans is just like you said just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fastlane? Fast what? When's Lucha Underground on?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not interested in Fastlane. Well, I mean, I'll watch it because it's the product, but anyone can see it's going to happen.
Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean you will. Yeah, it's going to be fucking brutal. So we can start off this week talking about the news. Some news, anyway. There was a mass exodus in NXT this week.
Yeah, what the hell happened there?
I don't know. Instead of firing guys off the main roster, they just dump a bunch of people down there. 5 people were released. Bull Dempsey, Sylvester Lafort, Magno, who was a masked guy who didn't even get to fucking debut, Peter Howard, and Marcus Louis. Remember that Marcus Louis guy? What were we calling him? I had a name for him.
He's the guy with no eyebrows, wasn't he?
He was that bald guy. He kind of had like a fucking shitty... Oh, I called him Baron von Schitsky.
That's right.
Because he rips off Baron von Ratchke completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a bald guy in black jeans. He just looked like Mini Kane or something. But yeah, man, I mean, there's nothing too big with that. I mean, just like, really though, with Bull Dempsey, man, I'm not going to say like, oh, he could have been amazing, but goddamn, they didn't use the guy for anything. They kind of did back at one point. And then just like that bullfit thing, they're like, well, it didn't go over, so we were fired. Like, well, what the fuck? That was never going to go anywhere, man.
Nope.
Well, I think it's the same thing they did with Brodus. Like, these guys are designed to look like monsters, and then you have them come out and they look like clowns, and then you wonder why the fans don't get behind them.
Yeah, I kind of liked Bull Dempsey. Like I said, being a fucking fat guy who was a fat kid, I always liked fat wrestlers. So, fat guy in a singlet, you've got my interest already. Yeah. Being an old school Earthquake fan, I'm like, okay, yeah, fat guy in a singlet, this is good.
So I guess Bullfit needed those gluten-free Quake burgers in or something, right?
Fuck. You gotta eat it with no bun.
Yeah, a lettuce-wrapped Quake burger.
Yeah. I don't watch those carbs, man.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, they were doing some cool stuff with Bull for a little bit, and then I don't know, like that's more what WWE on the main roster does. They start you with something pretty cool, and then they just make you go away. But I had a feeling with them bringing a lot of guys in, like bringing a lot of indie guys like Austin Aries and Nakamura, like they have a pretty stacked roster, and I don't know, they preach homegrown talent a lot over there, and they're starting to get rid of little by little, getting rid of those guys that are quote unquote homegrown talent to make room for the indie guys. It's a big roster and not a lot of airtime.
Kinda until you see like Baron Corbin fucking pin Swan or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Hey, Swan is debuting. This is awesome. Like, who's he gonna go against? Oh no. Oh, he's gonna eat a pin to Boring Corbin. Son of a bitch.
Balding Corbin.
He is the shits.
Yep.
Yeah.
He sucks.
I think he's like Triple H's dream creation, just like a badass. You can tell that's a Triple H creation with a lot of his mannerisms. So
we've said it multiple times on here. He's a white Roman Reigns, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's Roman Reigns, but he lacks. I mean, Roman Reigns doesn't have shit, but this guy lacks even the stuff that Roman Reigns has.
Yeah.
You know, at least Roman Reigns is like a handsome guy. You know, when Roman Reigns comes on TV, my girlfriend's like interested slightly. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the kids and the girls pop when Reigns comes on.
Right.
You know, Corbin comes on, and it's like, oh, fuck.
No pop. Right. No
Balding
pop.
Corbin. Yeah, Balding Corbin again.
Yep.
Did you see that? There's that one, the emoji with, like, the slanted mouth. I posted that up next to a picture of that guy's stomach. It's the exact same thing.
I saw that, yeah.
Fucking stomach looks like an emoji. He's balding. Yeah. Like, this guy's fucking... You can put all the tattoos you want on your chest. When I look at you, I still look at your fucking... Still, you look like a broad that had a couple of kids. The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Only on this shit could a fucking 400-pound man go, you fat fuck.
Make fun of someone else's belly button.
Dude.
That's right.
Yeah, dude. But whatever. They got guys like that still. Like, if one of these guys was like a fucking rugby player or something, they do shit like that. They have a guy in the performance, unless they released him already, but he was a loser.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
I know they brought a goalie in for a little, or they brought a soccer goalie in, or football goalie. Let me rephrase that. But I heard he had a promo the other day too on one of the smaller shows they do. Mm-hmm. No idea how it went, but I heard it didn't go over terribly well from what I did hear though.
So yeah,
imagine that.
Yeah.
So those 5 are gone. I mean, I don't know. At least that's the thing with NXT. Get at least some of those. Well, Bull Dempsey anyway. It raises your profile at least. So when you do hit the indies, you know, TNA will probably throw a bunch of money at that guy.
Yeah, and I know Sammy's collecting up pretty well in the indies right now, and you know, I know CJ Parker turned into Juice Robinson. So I mean, I'm sure there's always going to be a market for indie shows with ex-WWE guys that they can throw on the card. I mean, Marty Jannetty's still drawing indie shows to this day. So
fucking awesome. Marty Jannetty's the shit.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure that he'll be able to draw somewhere.
Yeah.
Fuck Marty.
Speaking of Marty Jannetty, he was in the news this week, wasn't he?
Kind of. You know, I did a little more research into that. It turns out it's probably not actually Marty Jannetty.
Oh, that's too bad, because that was awesome.
But yeah, I was like, it may have been. I guess the jury's still out on it, but it may not be him. But whoever that was awesome. Yeah.
Either that, or he got some really strong new painkillers that day and wanted to test them out.
He wants to be in the Hall of Fame. He is
so do I.
Well, he's constantly kind of pushing on his Twitter, you know, to get in the Hall of Fame and stuff. And there's the only way he's going to get in there as a tag team, you know, with the Rockers. Yeah. I mean, there's no. And even that, the Rockers weren't champions, I don't believe. So
I do not believe that they were.
They won it once on like a Saturday night's main event, but it never aired. So yeah, technically they were never champs.
Yeah, and, Jannetty is a guy who he could have done a lot, man. He fucked himself over with doing drugs and having issues, but I liked the guy. I always thought he was fucking entertaining in the ring and shit. But yeah,
I remember.
Huh?
Oh?
I was just gonna say I don't think it was Marty Jannetty implying that perhaps not all of Stephanie's children are from Triple H. I've never really looked at them. Do they have big fucking witch noses or no?
I don't know. I don't know if they're just burying, their classmates in kindergarten class or what they're doing, but I don't know. I've seen them like once on the DVD, on Triple H's DVD, Thy Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
They have like a spot at the end where he's like playing around with them in the ring before 26, I think. But I haven't I guess from what I heard, they're very protective on their kids on like social media.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. You gotta be.
Until they're like 17, they just throw them out on Monday Night Raw every week.
Yeah, and then they're going to be a new generation diva, and they'll throw out another Divas Revolution that doesn't work.
Oh God!
What you mean this? You mean this one's not working?
I mean, if by not working you think, yeah, it's been awful.
Oh God, has it ever?
The Divas Revolution came out fucking stillborn, dude. The second that Stephanie McMahon came out and introduced everybody for it, and I was like. Dead on arrival, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just,
it's like
throw that fucker in a garbage can. Let's go on to the next one.
Yeah, we're gonna sell these ladies as diva revolutionaries, and then we're gonna link them up with divas that are already on the roster, and we're gonna wonder why it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. What a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it was awful.
And we're gonna put it on Flair's daughter because it's Rick instead of the person it should be on.
Right.
Yeah, because Rick still needs to cash them checks still.
He does, man. He's fucking broke, that guy.
I made the point on one of my shows that he is like everybody's favorite drunk uncle.
Yeah.
That just shows up on like the holidays and hugs your girlfriend way too long, but you can't really say shit to him because he's just your drunk uncle. And, he bought you like your first beer or something at like 16 years old, and
right.
just.
Yeah, when you were young, he fucking told you how to finger blast well,
Yeah. He was like the first porn stash that you got into was his, and
he's like, let me tell you something, son. In, up.
Exactly. He is everybody's drunk uncle that just has too much on the. He sleeps through half of Thanksgiving because he's passed out. Then he gets up and accidentally grabs your girlfriend's ass, but you can't do shit to him.
I want to be that uncle, man.
I would love to be that uncle because you have no accountability for anything. You can just do and say whatever the fuck you want.
Be like, that's Jim. You know how Jim is.
Yeah, you know how Uncle Jim is. He's just out there grabbing your ass. Just don't take it personally.
I'm already kind of fucking crazy, Uncle Jim, man. I don't go to anything, and when I do, I show up fucked up, and I don't know. I think there's part of that if you got into Hunter S. Thompson and like, who is I'm trying to think of the fucking poet we always used to read now. Oh, fuck, Bukowski.
Oh.
It romanticized being that guy, if you like Hunter Thompson and shit. Like, to show up, like, for some reason, like, to me, it's awesome to show up at something completely fucked up, It's awesome to show up at your buddy, who's a straight shooter, ex-military guy's family barbecue on the 4th of July tripping on mushrooms. Which I did, like, fucking 5 years ago. That was
like when
interesting 4th of July.
When he did that spot at the Rumble where he took his jacket off, I'm like, okay, cool. Thank God he just didn't take his pants off. Because I know he's known to do that. I'm like, please don't throw your pants on Becky Lynch. Like,
did you notice? Do you hear that they edited that out of the replay?
Yeah, I saw that because they caught some heat for it.
Oh, dude, that's so fucking ridiculous. Some group, I don't know what their name is, but cried a river about it. It's like, this is fucking wrestling. It's like a movie. Do you not understand that?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I saw that, and I guess
not
Rock
that we like
blow
the
back
spot.
on it too.
We weren't fans of the spot either. We're kind of like, that's whatever. But to be like, that's offensive, you better edit it out.
I thought that was stupid.
Kind of lame, yeah.
This week, they edited Belt out of Raw on the Hulu version.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Stephanie said Belt, and it was edited out of the Hulu version. They're fucking crazy, dude. I watched SmackDown this week, as I said, and it's insulting the fucking overdubs of the crowd that they do, man. You will see the crowd doing nothing, not a single person, and they're the biggest boos and cheers ever. It's like, dude, Raw, we know what the crowd sounds like, man. It's unbelievable. Or you'll see the crowd cheering the New Day, and it's like tons of boos. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just insulting.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because it takes away the fun element. You're watching the guys that you're a fan of, and you're like, it doesn't seem like they're getting a real reaction out of it. It sucks.
But sometimes it's confusing. This week on SmackDown, New Day got overdubbed boos, and then the Social Outcasts got overdubbed boos as well. So I was like, I don't understand. You'd think they'd at least have to, put fake cheers in for the Social Outcasts. I don't know.
You would think
they're
so.
still trying to make that a thing. That won't be a thing. I have a feeling that's gonna fall off and not become a thing like the League of Nations in like 3 weeks anyway. So.
Yeah. Also fired this week, Awesome Kong fired from TNA. She tweeted,
yeah.
"My time this round in TNA was fun. Time for me to move on to other things. Hashtag released. Hashtag head held high." Yeah, I guess you fuck with Hardy's wife and you get fired. That's who they choose to fire. They choose to fire one of the best female characters they have instead of fucking Hardy's wife, who shouldn't be there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's I honestly haven't. I got into Impact when they did the Beatdown Clan for like a second, and then the next thing you know, like Loki was gone, then Joe was gone. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, it's such a bad product for what they could have been to what they are now. Like, it's such a bad product.
We don't really cover it on here. We just cover their failures and things. Yeah, but as I got cable, I am gonna watch Impact next week. So look forward to next week. I'll have an Impact review for you. That should be interesting. We've given it chances here and there periodically. Every time they move networks, we give them a chance, and it's just like, no.
I don't even think I get Pop Network in Sacramento. I don't even know where I would find it.
It's the TV Guide channel. That's what it is.
Oh.
So you watch Impact, and it's on like 3/4 of a screen because on the bottom they're flashing a bunch of TV shows you'd rather be watching by.
Yeah.
They said Finding Bigfoot is on? Fuck this, dude.
Oh yeah, I'd rather watch that than Matt Hardy again.
Fat Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, TNA fanboys are all taking a shit on Triple H's champ, and it's like, dude, Fat Hardy's champ's not much better, really.
Yeah,
it's about the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's so funny. And I watched what he tried to do on Twitter, and I had to block the guy because I thought his shit. It just comes across as so bad. Like, it's not engaging. It's not entertained where you want to see him do more of it. It's like, dude, you're fucking delusional, and you must have got into Jeff Hardy's secret stash to be out there putting that shit out there. And I get, you're trying to get your character over, and the only way you could really be, relevant is to be on a AA, wrestling program. But nobody gives a fuck about TNA. You're still drawing high school gym crowds, and you want to be the champ of that, knock yourself out. But it's never worked with him by himself.
Just tweeted this week, speaking of Matt Hardy, a fan on Twitter wrote to Matt Hardy suggesting the Hardys make a return to WWE and take on the New Day. Hardy responded, "Are they the guys that wear strap-ons on their head? That's not iconic." Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's dipping into Jeff Stash.
So much more over than fucking, Matt Hardy.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt Hardy. I had never liked Matt Hardy. I always thought he was a cunt.
They tried to do something big with him around WrestleMania 25 where he turned on Jeff and it didn't work. He's never done anything as a he had that one run with Edge for when he came back after, Edge fucked his girl, Rita. And after that, no one else cared about Matt Hardy because it just didn't work. There was nothing else after that mattered. And yeah, he hasn't been a thing really since then. Other than the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, Jeff was always the there's the high points of that whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is he the 2016 version of Marty Jannetty? I wonder if he is.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, just you can't make it on your own. You've got to rely on your tag team partner, and then. I wonder if TNA was around after Jannetty went through the barbershop, if he would have been the TNA champion in '93 because there was nothing else left for him to do.
I feel like most any tag team has that one guy who doesn't reach the level. I mean, for Edge there was Christian, for the Hardys there was Matt. I mean, pretty much any tag team, if they break up and go single, which that's what they the Road Warriors never did that, so.
Yeah.
They kind of got exempt from that, but our Hall of Famers this week, they had that issue happen. Just to mention too, ECW original Axel Rotten passed away this week, age 44, man.
Yep.
Of a suspected drug overdose.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. A lot of guys, man, you can't beat that shit.
Yeah, and then we had the, not wrestling related, we also had the Dave Mirra thing too. That's a bad deal there,
man. I can't believe that. I was stunned by that, honestly.
Yeah, I really was too.
Dave Mirra, 41, young guy, married, had 2 kids, and they found him in his truck, like he had shot himself in his truck. I don't know what the fuck, man.
Yeah, it's and as we all get older in the ECW originals, it becomes from what we watched in the 90s, especially with a lot of the football players passing away from, the issues with CTE. I've said this before, like, I wonder when that starts to trickle into professional wrestling, because if you look at the style, and I don't know if CTE played a part in, Rotten's unfortunate passing away, but, these guys are taking a lot of unprotected chair shots, and the more we learn about the long-term impact of that, like, I wonder if those 2 roads of CTE, doing what they do to, ex-football players is going to wind up in the wrestling arena soon.
That's interesting you bring that up, because there's already been a discussion about that with Dave Mirra, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
People are people are questioning, is that maybe something here, but could be, man. I don't know. Yeah. It's unfortunate though. Yeah, growing up, Mirra was the shit. I listened to today at work. I listened to the soundtrack from Dave Mirra the game from PS1.
Oh yeah.
While I was at work, I listened to the soundtrack for that game. That took me back, man. Like, we used to play that shit like crazy.
And I remember Mirra had a lot of exposure through MTV as well, and he did a lot of stuff with by BMX and stuff like that. But he was one of the first guys to get him and Tony Hawk to get that crossover into your MTV or your ESPN, and just to see him go so soon and the way that he went's really troubling.
He hosted the Challenge on MTV for a while. Yes. What is it? TJ Lavin kind of took over, I think, at some point on that, but. Or did Dave Mirra take over for him? Regardless, I'm a big fan of Global Rallycross, and Dave Mirra was driving Rally the last couple of years. So, and just sad to hear, man. Sad to hear.
It's unfortunate, and you wonder, especially, with us when we lost Seau and the football players too. Like, you wonder if we're really going to ever figure out if those contact sports are the ones that are going to be responsible for these guys being in this situation.
Well, the fact that Seau fucking shot himself, intentionally not in the head so that they could look at his brain. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's fucking... And Seau, too, I couldn't wrap my head around that either. I was just really surprised by that.
Well, yeah, Jim Trotter, ESPN, wrote a really good autobiography about him that I can't sit there and read a book for the life of me, so I'll do a lot of audiobooks, and I listened to the book on Seau, and you can kind of see the descent to... when these guys leave this arena that they're known for, like, it's very hard for them to assimilate to being a normal guy. And then you take the money, losing the money from football or, having the brain injuries. Like, it can't be easy to transition into the real world.
A lot of them guys end up broke, dude, after football. I just watched that 30 for 30.
Oh, yeah, 30 for 30 broke. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and they're not... Most of them are to blame. I mean, you don't need a $24,000 watch. You don't need a $50,000 fucking earring. But they're women. Women would target these guys. I mean, what they call that website? That
it's local Baller Alert, I think.
Baller Alert. Yeah, that's yeah. Like, oh hey, so and so is here or so and so is there, and then that's how guys like fucking who is it? Antonio Clamardi. What's he got, like,
Antonio,
fucking 14?
He's got 9. I think
nine
he's got,
kids
9 or something like that, yeah.
9 kids out there somewhere.
Some OG Sean Kemp style shit right there.
Yeah, and then, these chicks go, $24,000 in child support a month?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, are you kidding me? That kid better be fucking wearing fucking...
Gold diapers and shit?
Yeah, gold diapers and eating fucking lobster and steak every fucking night, man.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That is bullshit, man. I mean, 24,000. You figure it out. That's what over the span of a year. That's like $300,000, man.
I just feel like you have it or you don't. I feel like no matter how much money. If I woke up tomorrow and won the fucking lottery, I would still question any pair of shoes that cost more than $60. You know what I'm saying? I would still question even like a $500 watch or even a $100 watch for that matter. Because it's just how it depends on how you're brought up and how you're whatever. But like, I'm very fucking. So there's something to that too. I don't know. They kind of touch on that in 30 for 30. You're talking about a lot of people who came up with nothing. Usually poor. Black fucking players who like you don't have dog shit, and then you get money and you're not prepared. No one ever taught you how to fucking save your money and invest it properly and
right.
And one thing that I think with especially a lot of the guys that come into the NBA, like you got to think if when you're in high school and you're playing basketball, in an indoor gym, and then all of a sudden you get drafted to the NBA at 18 years old. And now you've got everybody willing to give you something, or you're making millions of dollars at 18, 19 years old for doing the same thing that 2 years ago, like you were in fucking history class doing. Like, it's got to be hard, to stay level-headed where when you never come from money or you come from a rough background, and then all of a sudden for doing something you've done your whole life, people are going to give you more for it, especially at that young of an age. It's got to be hard to assimilate to that.
Yeah. While you were saying that, Evander Holyfield came up on my TV selling Hardee's hamburgers. And there's an exact fucking example of a guy who spent himself into oblivion. Wasn't it Holyfield who built like some absurd fucking mansion that never even got finished?
Yep. Yeah, I think that's profiled on the 30 for 32, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yep.
So there you go. Like he's on here hawking fucking. Although that does seem like a pretty good deal for $4. You get a fucking cheeseburger, a chicken sandwich, fries, and a soda for $4.
That doesn't sound bad at all. It's like a 4 for 4 thing.
I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow.
Fuck, if you can go to Hardee's / Carl's Jr. and get out of there for less than $10, I call that a fucking win.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking win for sure.
My chick and I went there the other day. We rarely eat that kind of shit, but we went up to Hardee's and it was like $23 for 2 combos. I was like, holy fuck. Then I came home and ate it, and I was like, all right.
The Frisco burger's still the fucking bomb.
Yeah. Well, I got the monster, of course.
Yeah.
2/3 pound double bacon cheeseburger slathered in like mayo and shit. Oh my god. The amount of calories in that is fucking disgusting.
And what's crazy is I had no idea, because I've lived in California or Las Vegas pretty much my whole life. I had no idea what the fuck Hardee's was. I didn't know it was the same thing as Carl's Jr. until like 4 years ago, and I was watching like Kansas City Royals baseball highlights, and they have the thing for Hardee's, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's Carl's Jr. Like, what the hell are they talking about Hardee's? Like, did they change the name? And I had no idea that it was Hardee's and Carl's Jr. for all these years.
No, well, they don't just make them all the same. But
yeah, you'd think, yeah.
They never used to. That's the thing. They didn't used to be. Like, back when we were kids, Hardee's was separate from that. They used to have chicken and shit at Hardee's, so it was its own thing, but I guess it probably got bought somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
That's a good place to go and get a fat fucking burger, though.
I remember as a kid, I used to get their chicken stars all the time, and I would eat, like, the edges off the chicken stars, and I would do that all the time.
Yep.
But you got good shit out there. You got an In-N-Out burger out there and shit.
Yeah. It's funny. You can never go to In-N-Out, and there's not a line wrapped around the building. Every time, it never fucking fails.
Those are good burgers, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are great burgers for sure. We've got that out here. We've got a place called Squeeze In that's got really good. It's a local restaurant, but yeah, In-N-Out, the palm trees. I remember being in high school, and that was like the go-to place after Friday night football games. And yeah, the In-N-Outs out here, there's a lot of them out here, and you can never just go right through the drive-thru.
That was nothing that In-N-Out was something that I was not aware of until the Big Lebowski.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah.
He lives on Radford near the In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
Those are good burgers, dude.
I love that. After that, they're like driving back with the windshield all smashed out, fucking eating In-N-Out burgers.
Yep.
With that great Santana song playing.
Yep.
Genius. Also, I guess we'll get all the bummers out of the way. Bret Hart has prostate cancer, I guess.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
So does Smith Hart as well, I guess. But
I didn't see that one. He does too.
Yeah, prostate's like a ticking time bomb up your asshole, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you never fucking know. Nowadays, as I'm getting older, I'm fucking gonna be 35 this year. Like, I wake up at night to pee now and shit. I'm like, oh, dude. Like, and then at the same point, there's the thing with it. It's like no dude wants to willingly go to a doctor and have some dude pop his finger up his beehole, you know? So, like, I've never had my fucking prostate checked, man. But you probably should.
That's right around the corner, man. We're gonna get that age where you should go in there, you know? It's right around the corner for us.
Yeah, we'll get to the age where we should go in there, and then we'll get to the age where I'm like, yeah, I still don't want some doctor's finger up there, so
exactly.
You know, I'll push it back. I'll push that, no pun intended, push that back a couple more years. Yeah, yep.
My chick at one point, she's like, "Oh, put a finger in your beehole." Like, what are you talking about? You know, like kind of jokingly. I don't know about how much jokingly. And I'm like, if I'm gonna let you put your finger up my bum, you at least need to fucking go online and learn how to fucking check a prostate. At least let me get something out of this. Yeah. Fuck, man.
Yeah, it was that Brett thing was tough because, you know, just that's a guy that I grew up, you know, myself was one of my favorite professional wrestlers as a kid, and you know, to know everything, you know, that he's gone through from, you know, Owen to Montreal to
his wife,
to Davey to his wife, yeah, and just to kind of see him in the stroke and to see him kind of live a happier life with his grandkids and then have him get dealt that obstacle, it was tough. You know?
It's unfortunate. You look at anybody surrounding that guy, you know what I'm saying? Obviously his parents died, but then his brother dies, his brother-in-law dies, Jim the Anvil's a fucking mess, drunk as fuck all the time.
In Under Armour spandex shirts too, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I hope the best for him. Like that was my favorite professional wrestler. Still is to this day. Like I can throw on a lot of different Hitman matches and just still enjoy them. So I hope he comes out of it.
I'm sure he'll kick out.
Yeah.
Triple H this week, man. Oh, this pissed me off. Started my week fucking pretty poorly. Triple H reportedly reaches out to Lucha Underground.
Oh, I saw this. Fuck that.
Triple H and Senior Director of Talent Development, Canyon Seaman. Fuck that guy, first off. Dude plays volleyball on a beach his whole life in little shorty shorts. And somehow he's in a position to gauge talent. I don't understand.
I thought that was his wrestling name when I first heard it. Like, I thought Canyon Seaman was like an Attitude Era Vince Russo creation. As far as the name. And it was crazy.
His asshole is a Seaman Canyon, though. Met with Lucha Underground in December, but nothing came from the meeting. It was apparently discussion about talent, but the talks went nowhere. Also, TNA reached out to Lucha Underground as well, floating the idea of a joint show in Dallas at WrestleMania 32. This was also turned down. You motherfuckers, listen to me right now. You keep your dirty whore fucking hands off of our Lucha Underground.
You get your goddamn hands off her, Biff.
Exactly. Like, can we have this one little shining light in wrestling without you guys both trying to fuck it? God damn it.
And neither one of them can fuck it the right way, and that's the worst part, too.
Coming out there, putting their dirty fucking hands on it.
Yeah.
And like, dude, what are you going to go to Lucha Underground for talent when Lucha Underground, a quarter of the roster's guys you already had and fucking dropped the ball on, dude?
Yep.
What are you talking about? Do you want Justin Gabriel back? You know, do you want fucking...
they can have Justin Gabriel.
Marty the Moth back? Or Ivelisse? Or any of those? They probably wish they had fucking Ivelisse back.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah, she's killing it over there. She's doing excellent work. And didn't they, Katrina they had too for a little while, I thought.
They had Katrina too, yeah. They also had Son of Havoc. They had a bunch of people from over there already, so I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, you want to bring in Ricochet and have him job to Baron Corbin? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, that just pissed me off. It's like, you just stay away from it, man. This little fucking thing. And it's just like, I feel like that. It's like this little safe haven for people. Like, here's an alternative. Finally, a real kind of alternative that is fresh and different. And it's like,
I mean, if you think about it, we, as wrestling fans, we haven't had a legit alternative since 98, 99?
I mean, you still got Ring of Honor out there, but...
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this is just something that's, like, breaking new ground. I would have never even thought of that. Somebody's like, if somebody came to you and was like, you can start a wrestling company, you would have never thought about having a guy who's a dragon or a guy from outer space. Or, you know, like, you'd have never thought of that. Filming all the backstage shit like movies and, like, fuck. It's just good.
Jim Cornette hates it.
Yeah, fuck. I like Jim Cornette.
Well, that's how you know it's doing good if Jim Cornette hates it.
I like Jim Cornette, and I still listen to his show, but he's fucking wrong.
Yeah. I agree with him with a lot of things, but I'm going to have to disagree with him on this one.
I'm going to have to sort of disagree with you here.
Yeah. Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Exactly. WWE working on plans for a multi-week WWE Network series that will focus on lightweight wrestlers.
Okay.
I guess it's really early on, but a 10-episode tournament for unknown wrestlers that haven't appeared on WWE or NXT. So, I guess top indie guys with developmental. So it'll be like 205 pounds and below, maybe. You know, when they had that light heavyweight thing, man, that was the thing that was interesting is like they tried to copy the cruiserweight thing, which was excellently done by WCW. But then they were putting guys in there who were like, this guy's a light heavyweight? Really? Like big fucking Roidy Magoo guys?
Scott Plutsky. I remember Scott Plutsky.
Scott Plutsky! That's exactly a prime example. Scott Plutsky's light heavyweight, man. He's like, that guy's like...
built like a fucking house.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And isn't a high flyer, you know? Not
at all. Yeah.
Fuck out of here with that shit. So
I remember they came down, they brought him and like they brought his old man down there with them too, and then like 3 weeks later he was off the card because they found out the last name didn't mean shit and he was terrible.
Plutsky is like he's one of the most steroided out people ever, dude.
Yeah.
He is unbelievably steroided. So I don't know, I mean that could be something, I suppose. I like light heavyweight wrestling, so but I don't know if they'll ever bring back a belt. I think they should have one, but I guess if they're going to put the U.S. belt on Kalisto anyway, fuck it, you know, so.
Well, I mean, that should be their quasi light heavyweight belt. You know, that should be like their Kalisto versus Neville, you know, which I believe they did on SmackDown, which from what I read killed it.
We wanted that match. We've been asking for that match, and then they just throw it on SmackDown. It was a really good match, though, but I would have rather seen it at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see them do something with the U.S. title belt where it's kind of like its own separate entity in a way where, like, you know, this is like, I don't want to say the light heavyweight belt, but this is going to be like your faster paced matches, your more action packed, you know, because I don't buy into the narrative that the roster's thin. I just think they've done such a terrible job booking the roster that it looks thin. Yeah. But you could have, I mean, Kalisto, Cody Rhodes could put on great matches. You could have all these guys that aren't doing anything, at least give them something to do for 10 or 15 minutes.
Right, yeah. Kalisto's fantastic. I fucking love that guy. I don't care if 5-year-olds like him, I still like him.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
But that's pretty much the news of the week. We can get into some of the shows here. I do have a Sunny Side Up review. You want to get into that?
Oh, wow, they got something on ESPN I'll have to check out here momentarily as you go into that that Sunny Side Up review.
I don't know if I like this. I'm going to go take a shower.
In bleach.
I'm just going to bathe myself in hand sanitizer while you review this.
So I bit the proverbial bullet, watched some Sunny Side Up. The professional journalist that I am. Rando declined the link that I sent him. Ryan's just like, no.
Nope.
Not doing it.
Not gonna do it.
Exactly. Dude, Sunny Side Up. I don't know why they can call it Sunny Side Up, because that bitch's pussy looks scrambled, dude. It looks like a shitty omelet that you fucking, like, fucked up when you were flipping it, you know? And you're like, well, I guess we're just going to have scrambled eggs instead. Because that's more like it, really. You tried to make Sunny Side Up, but you fucked it up, so then you just end up making scrambled eggs.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this shit didn't work. Let me just keep hitting it with the spatula, and we're just going to... It's scrambled now, guys.
Dude, bitch got, like... She has dirty feet in this, dude.
Oh,
bitch,
man.
Wash your feet.
Did she have dirty knees?
You would think so. Do you think she would have, like, damaged knees, yeah? But she's fucking calling spots louder than John Cena in this thing. It's talking. It's just the most weird thing ever. Because, like, she'll push the guy away and shit. And, like, by his head, he's, like, trying to, like, suck out her nipple. And she, like, pushes him away. And, like, he keeps trying to, like, open her legs so you can see. I don't know why you'd want to see it. And she keeps, like, closing her leg and shit. By the end of it, the dude's just sick of her shit. You can tell. And he just starts fucking manhandling her. It's fucking... I was like, that was, like, the only enjoyable part of it. Like grabs her throat and is like.
I read a small review about it. I read that she got like blown up like halfway through it because she's so out of shape and looks like shit.
She was, at one point, she was trying to tap out. I'm like, what the fuck? She was, dude. She's like tapping the bed, like tapping out.
Oh, that's great.
Earl Hebner was not there to save you this time.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
That's great.
And dude, that chick's vagina, long. Her pussy was so long that at points I couldn't tell which hole the dude was fucking, honestly. I'm like, I didn't know if it was in her ass. I couldn't tell. Unbelievable. Terrible, dude. That chick's voice, man. Woof. That's probably the most unattractive part of the whole thing.
Does it remind you of the one scene from Kingpin?
Reminds me of the scene from fucking, oh, fuck, what is it? Orgasmo.
Oh!
With T-Rex on top of it.
T-Rex, yep. Yeah.
You gonna make me come. Pretty much it, dude. It was a fucking train wreck, and at one point my dick looked up at me and yawned and fucking rolled over and went back to sleep, so.
Look at you like, dude, are you done watching this now? Like, can we watch something else? Like,
I've never before just watched, like, pornography like a television show. You know, like, I just did nothing at all. Like, I just watched it like it was, like, on in the background. It was so weird. But It's terrible, and it's gross, and it's weird that we have to do that, so.
The real question is, was it more entertaining than anything WWE's put out?
Well, yeah. Has an edge to it, at least.
Was it booked better?
The sodomy happens in front of the camera instead of behind it. So, ass fuck is right out there for you to see. It's not backstage like WWE.
Oh,
now the question is, was the finish of Sunny Side Up better than the finish of the Royal Rumble?
Well, I didn't hear anybody booing, so. I don't know if anybody, if you follow us on Twitter, you can see I took a screenshot of her just with her face covered in fucking cum, and I covered the dude's dick with a smiley face hot dog. It's like this smiley face hot dog right by her mouth with her face completely covered. It's fucking awesome. Oh, shit. But yeah, just terrible. Fucking gross. I don't suggest it. Watch it for free.
Watch it for free.
Yeah, don't pay money for that shit.
I don't think many people are going to.
But the guy who runs Vivid is an old wrestling fan. People, you know, he used to go to a lot of wrestling shows and shit, so maybe we'll get more wrestling-related porns in the future, and that's always fun. You know, who do you think would be next, man? Awesome Kong. She just got fired, huh?
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
What about maybe Cherry from like Deuce and Domino? Like, I'm thinking like, who's hurting for work now? Like, who needs to go into the porn industry to make some money?
Well, I'm surprised. What's her fucking name? The only bigger whore than Sunny. What the fuck was her name?
Ashley Mazzara?
Missy Hyatt.
Missy Hyatt. Yep.
I'm surprised Missy Hyatt fucking didn't. Sunny challenged China to a fucking porn off. Where like,
why? We all lose when that happens.
Well, that's exactly it. It'd be a draw in the end.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, it's just like those two rotating, getting fucked by a guy. That's just gross, man.
Well, so, you know, China's got her own dick, so it's okay.
She's trying to get back in the graces. But I did check this week, well after the porn was out, she's still on the WWE page as in the Hall of Fame.
Was she really wearing her Hall of Fame ring while she was making that porn too?
You know, I didn't even notice.
I heard from because one of the reviews of it on Twitter was like, yeah, she is still wearing her WWE ring, and there's a close up of the ring during the actual.
I wouldn't doubt it. I know that the Chris Candido tattoo was on blast. So.
I was gonna say, how could you miss the ring? It was probably the only good-looking thing that was fucking in the whole porno.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, I give that fucking 1 star out of 10. It's gross.
Yeah.
You look like you just know too, and the dude's kissing her and stuff. Which I didn't know that hookers kissed on the mouth, but dude, you know that kissing that chick would just taste like fucking cigarettes, sadness, and other dicks.
Yeah, cigarettes and failure.
Yeah, cigarette. Yeah, I'm sure that's what she smells like on a daily basis.
But yeah, it was just gross to me. I was grossed out the whole time. I was just like, you know, like that chick probably, she probably had BO rocking and shit.
Oh God, man, probably smelled like a fucking rancid
A
ham
bingo
salad
hall or something.
That's what I was thinking of. Like, smell. Imagine the smell of that room. It smelled like the back of a sushi restaurant when the refrigerator went out. You know?
Oh man.
Wow. It's just funny, and to think like in like mid '90s, that was the best looking thing in wrestling too.
Well, why did she wait so long? If you were just gonna do this in the end, why would you fucking wait this long?
You could have she could have made a ton of money once WWE got rid of her doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when she was actually hot.
Yeah,
But yeah, you think
when Sean was blowing through that.
she was very terrible in this. Like, you're like, I was like, oh, is this chick's gonna know what's, you know? She's fucked up so many pro wrestlers. You're like, she knows what she's doing, but she looked literally like a terrible fuck. But like I said, she's not really in ring shape, so she got blown up.
She's got some ring rust.
This chick doesn't have any ring rust when it comes to fucking, man.
Yeah.
Simply just like the second guy she fucked that day. But yeah, terrible. Moving on to more terrible. Monday Night Raw. Every time I say it, every week. If you went back and listened, it's like every week I'm like Monday Night Raw and Rando every week.
I'm gonna say what I said on Facebook this week, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, give me that.
Watching Raw is like hooking up with your fucking ex-girlfriend, man. At first, you know, you're like, all right, you're excited to see him, and then you see a couple of things that you fell in love with, but by the end of it, you feel dirty, disgusted, ashamed of yourself, and you're all of that except your dick doesn't itch.
What did you like in Lucha Underground too, though?
Lucha Underground is like hooking up with the woman you always wanted, man. You know, it's excitement around every corner. Your heart's pumping, everything's racing, and as soon as it starts, it ends, and it just leaves you wanting more.
So by that logic, is TNA like walking in on your parents fucking? So that's like, no.
I would say TNA is your parents walking in on you while you're fucking
Jerking
cranking
off.
one out. Yeah.
Walking in.
You're fucking embarrassed somebody caught you watching it.
Walking on you with a butt plug in. Yeah.
Mom, she's just checking for prostate. She's just checking my prostate. Nothing to see here, Mom. We're okay.
This is a medical procedure.
Yeah.
Fucking Raw was abysmal this week. Spoiler.
Oh, spoiler.
I fucking hate Raw. I hate watching this show. We just gotta bust through it, man. We just try to get the.
Yeah, we're gonna bust through it as quickly as all the guys in fucking Sonny's porno.
Yeah, it's the same guy, I think. But the only thing that I watched is like the last half-hour scene of it. So I think there's like 2 scenes or before that or something. But
Oh, I'm sure it took multiple takes.
yeah, but there's a lot of jump cuts in it. I know that.
Just because she probably farted or something.
She did.
No
She did
fucking
in there.
way.
No,
Is she
dude,
really?
in there you can hear it in there. Yo, dude. Well, maybe it's like a queef probably, but.
Oh, God, that's disgusting.
They're talking the whole time, and it's just really weird, man.
What's she talking about? Like going and getting the mail or something?
She goes to lick his nipple, and she's like, "My fans love this." So I don't know if she's like, if when you see her at a con, if you can pay a certain amount of money and she'll suck on your nipples or whatever.
I'm almost sure you can pay her just about anything and she'll do it.
Yeah.
You go to those cons.
I mean, I'm gonna be straight with you, man, right here. I mean, dude, I like some fucking nipple action. Don't get me wrong. Ladies, don't skip over that shit. But yeah, I mean, there's weird shit. She'll like trying to make him stop all the time and shit, like slow down. And it's just weird.
Did she have one of those like oxygen tanks that the football players get when they got to go to Denver?
Throw her in the ice. Throw her in a fucking ice bath.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if they were fucking at high altitude or not. But. She does, he's fucking her in the ass on a couch and she falls off the couch though. And they left it in.
That's fucking great.
Oh, so that's pretty good.
That's fucking fantastic.
And that's the thing, Vivid, I thought Vivid was like, I mean, like at least made like some high quality shit. This thing is just terribly fucking done. It's just terribly done. Let's talk about, because fuck Rob, man. Who was some of your favorite celebrity porns?
Tyler Tequila. That was an alright one.
Yeah. She's on a GoFundMe right now begging people for money.
Yeah, I seen that. She's got some nice tits.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, it wasn't necessarily a porn, but I remember like the first time I saw Stacey Dash from Clueless in one of those softcore porns. I thought that was the best shit in the world because that was like one of my first crushes as a kid, and then finally to see her tits in a movie that I've been trying to like carefully rent at the video store the whole time when I was like fucking 13 years old, and one day at like 2 o'clock in the morning it was on like Showtime when we still had a big ass cable box, and I stayed up to watch it and secretly recorded on VHS and hid it in my room. But yeah,
I remember back in the video store days, we would go and just rent movies because they had tits in them.
Yeah.
And they would let us too, like 13-year-old kids renting movies full of titties.
And
Unbelievable.
a certain dude that ran the video store, we won't mention his name. You guys didn't get this from me.
Fucking dude, I would throw out Farrah Abraham as my my nomination for that. The chick from Teen Mom.
Yes. I remember when I lived in Vegas, she came out there one year and was doing like something at one of the bigger name strip clubs. I think it was like on New Year's or something one year. They had her name on the marquee, and like I never got a chance to go. But I think for me, just for nostalgia's sake, was the first Pamela Lee tapes.
Yeah.
Just because like, you know, as a kid, like that's again one of the first ones, and that's like your first experience with seeing porn to some kids, and yeah, just
Rando, you almost had a yuck nasty. Oh yeah, there. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When we get sampling abilities, I'm gonna sample yuck nasty with that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll drop that bitch in here. Well, the thing with that one was crazy. It was like fucking the size of Tommy Lee's dick. Unbelievable. That guy packs a fucking cannon. But yeah, it's whatever. These ones aren't as good as I like the leaked ones way better than like somebody at the end of their rope taking money. But whatever. Oh, she also has a hemorrhoid in this. So.
Oh, that's not...
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh shit.
Back to Raw.
All right, I'm gonna go use the pisser. You guys can take care of Raw for a couple minutes here. I gotta go use the pisser.
There you go. 5-star podcast.
Excellent. Yeah. This is what we do these things. And I thought Raw was I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're heading into the biggest event, you know, of the year, and nothing they're doing is making sense.
Yeah, dude. It's the shits. I mean, by the time he gets back, we'll be done. Because this is just not really worth even talking about.
I think that was a great summation right there. Just saying it's the shits and just leaving it hang just like that. Yeah. Starting
with Lesnar and Ambrose was, you know, I guess that was okay. Kalisto defeats Rusev by count out. What the fuck?
How the fuck was that guy on a tank like a year ago on a tank? Yeah. And now
they had him lose by count out, so they're protecting him a little bit, you know.
Did you? What was like a Hurricanrana spot that they did outside that just looked awful? Like Rusev like stopped in the middle of it and then jumped into the barricade. It looked bad.
Yeah, it looked really bad.
Yeah, it's I mean, he's standing by Lana because Lana, you know, from everything I keep reading, Lana's the one that's getting all the heat on him. So
yeah, well, I'd stand by that too.
I'd do a lot more behind that too. Yeah. So. Yeah, the Ambrose and Lesnar thing, it didn't make any sense because, you know, if Reigns has got to go in there and get the belt, you know, Reigns has got to go in there and beat one of those two guys. Like, Ambrose came out of that thing looking like the lovable, never say die underdog.
Yep. Yeah.
And Reigns has got to pick the pin up on one of those two, and it's gonna end up being Ambrose to eat the pin. But they've got to find a way to make Reigns cheered coming out of that match, and I really don't know how they're going to do that.
They're not going to be able to do that. It's gonna be they're just gonna fucking end up being all. It's gonna be next year or last year all over again, man.
Yeah.
Social Outcasts versus Grammy Award winners, the Usos.
Oh God, that was bad.
That chick's only job is to talk. Your job is to talk. Why the fuck can't you talk? She always is fucking shit up, man. God dang it. Calling them Grammy winners, though. And then I thought it was like really weird, too, how like the commentary team just continued to bury her about saying Grammy for like a half hour.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's... When you're in a headset, wouldn't you get in there and be like, "Hey, Huggins, shut the fuck up about it"? You know, don't.
Yeah, you figure Vince would be like, "All right, guys, give this shit a rest." Like,
Yeah.
and that goes back to that old thing where they always say like, "Oh, it's live TV, anything can happen." Well, yeah, but if you're looking like that, you know, if you're making your ring announcer look like that continuously, then it obviously doesn't look that good. Like, you're not doing your ring announcer any favors by continually shitting on her the whole show.
Yeah.
AJ Styles on Miz TV, saw that coming from a while away.
Yeah. What a waste for Styles if they fucking have him feud with the Miz here, man.
The Miz is terrible. Brie Bella defeats Charlotte after her cheat.
Yeah, they're giving
backfires.
they're giving little titty Bella face run, aren't they?
I guess.
Well, it doesn't sound like Big Titty Bella's ever coming back, so.
Good.
Oh, yeah, she's fearless but at home. Yeah.
Good, where she belongs.
Ready to have little burrs.
Never gonna happen, according to him.
According to him?
Yeah, he's not gonna have. You don't watch Total Divas, bruh?
Oh, yeah. I got it all on... No, I don't watch it.
This season on Total Divas, that's part of it, where she wants to get married to, and he's like, "I'll get married, but I'm not having any kids."
What a dick.
I love that part about Cena, though. Like, I've seen a couple of those things, and he just looks at her like, yeah, absolutely the fuck not. Like,
I've never liked Cena, really, but yeah, dude, on Total Divas, he's kind of awesome, because, like, she tells him about, well, I mean, it's all storyline, obviously, I'm sure. Ziggler telling her he wanted to marry her and give her babies and shit, and John Cena's like, no. He's like, yeah.
what are you going to go do? Like, you're not going to go do shit. Yeah.
He's like, I suppose that's an option. He really doesn't care. I mean, the guy could have any vapid whore in the world. Why would he care about having this vapid whore? You know?
Yeah.
It's not like she brings anything to the table. She's an idiot hot chick. I mean, there's thousands of those. He could get anyone he wants to.
Yeah,
so he's not going to take any shit from her, and it's fucking funny.
I very much like heel Total Divas John Cena as opposed to Monday Night Raw John Cena. Like,
Exactly.
I would love to get Total Divas Cena like one Monday and just come out and just shit on like everything in the product. Like, yeah, this guy sucks too.
Right.
Yeah,
And
these
they were
guys
like,
never get over.
That show's kind of decent. I mean, it's terrible for the obvious reason, but sometimes it's decent. Like how fucking Brian is constantly shitting on Nikki, saying horrible things to her the whole time. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, like he's just like, hey, you're just fucking dumb. Like, why are you doing that? It's just fucking retarded of you.
He's just a big fucking dick. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of big dicks, big show, Eric Rowan. This match was on. I was like, before it even started, I was like, this is really what's going to happen? This is really a match on Raw. Fucking.
Yep. It really was.
Yeah, show pins Rowan with a choke slam. The Wyatt family minus Bray beat up show. I guess that's something to point out too. Bray and Bo were gone because their grandfather's in really bad shape right now.
Oh, that's too bad.
Blackjack Mulligan. Yeah, I guess he's time's probably limited, so they went to see him. That's why they weren't on the show. I thought at first, before I knew that, when Bo Dallas wasn't on the show, I was like, did he get, is he buried now because he fucking got himself over a little bit by beating a real rapper in a rap contest? Rap Magazine, also, I guess I forgot to mention this. Rap Magazine XXL, which is a popular publication in the rap world, I guess. I didn't know rap fans could read. Oh!
Ooh.
No, I'm just joking. I think I wore a fucking Beastie Boys and a fucking Wu-Tang shirt this week, so no. They fucking put it over that Bo Ryder's the winner of that rap battle, dude.
They really, wow. I mean, I hope if nothing else, like out of this social outcast thing, at least it gives the guys something to do.
They said that Bo Ryder's lines were more pointed and personal than anything Flo Rida had to say. They say he won. How is that fucking... And I thought that too, watching it. I was like, this guy's an actual rapper. I mean, he's not good. I don't like him, but holy fuck, he sells tons of records and shit. And he just lost a little rap battle to a fucking wrestler.
Can you imagine the walk of shame he had to do after that? Like, yeah, I'm Flo Rida. I'm this big rapper, and I just came up to this WWE show, and some random guy that doesn't rap just totally got over on me, and now I've got to sit back down in the stands.
That whole segment was fucking terrible anyway.
Yeah.
Someone's vibrator's going off.
Sorry, that was mine.
Is that your vibrator?
No, it was my phone, actually.
Just thinking about your review of Sunny Side Up.
Okay. I finished now. I'm good.
Oh, back fucking.
Watching Sunny Side Up, or?
Yeah.
Titus O'Neil defeats Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, man, again, just unbelievably buried this cat.
Oh yeah, poor guy, man.
It's really unfortunate.
Whatever. I mean, I don't like him. I don't like his gimmick. I don't really like anything about the guy, but
He deserves more than he's gotten.
yeah, that's true.
Comes
That's
in,
really
Vince
true.
is like, nope, don't like it. Boo. Lose to everybody.
It's just funny because like a lot of these guys are coming up from NXT, and
They do
I
nothing.
made the analogy like it's having really cool college football players, and then they get drafted to the pros, and like, well, why aren't they doing what they did in college? Like they come across to the Raw main roster audience, they just look like fucking schleps.
But this isn't their fault at all. I would
Oh,
say
yeah, I
in
agree.
that situation to be like, a guy's good in college, he's not good in the NFL, and that's because of him. This shit's not because of these guys at all.
This is due to coaching, but like,
Yeah.
you know, the casual fan that just watches Raw and doesn't watch NXT is looking at Tyler Breeze like the guy's a fucking schlep, and
Yeah.
like they have a ton of talent. Like it's gotten to the point where like I don't know if I really want Sami Zayn or Finn Balor to come up because like I want to enjoy them fucking being good
Yeah.
and being relevant. You know, like I don't want to fucking. If someone would have told me Tyler Breeze would have came up to the main roster and been doing this, I'd have just fuck, dude, stay.
Right.
Like stay in NXT where you can at least look credible.
Yeah, we're very
Right.
unhappy with the usage of Neville. That pisses me off
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, moving on, Ziggler defeats Kevin Owens. Owens has been losing a bunch lately. The only thing I could maybe see that would be cool of that, if you're going to rip shit off, which they love to, have Owens lose a fucking bunch of matches in a row and go kind of a old school Jericho, you know?
Yeah.
Temper tantrum style and shit.
I could dig that.
That could be entertaining, but I don't know.
That-
They just don't know what to do with him, and I don't think Vince. I was surprised they even put that fucking belt on him, and I'm surprised. How did they get him in there to beat Cena? How did that even? I don't know how that ever got past Vince. Because Vince hates
don't know.
fucking guys who are that build. Vince
Yeah.
has to hate that shit. That he's like wears a t-shirt and isn't
It's like a fucking whale.
He's not sexy because that's what.
He doesn't make my pants stretch enough.
He hasn't
It's an
grabbed.
excellent Vince impression, by the way.
Thanks. Been working on it.
He hasn't grabbed the brass cock ring.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Ryback's coming out literally now looking like Goldberg.
Holy
Oh,
shit!
yeah.
I was
no
gonna bring that up when we got
kidding, huh?
to SmackDown, but let's just talk about that. What the fuck, man? MMA
Fuck.
gloves? I would expect him to come out and do that weird, like, hand roll thing that Goldberg did.
Oh yeah, the thing that Punk did for a while too, where he'd like roll his hands.
I'm like,
in
is he gonna do a fucking jack? I was like expecting the jackhammer and shit. Unbelievable. What the fuck's happening there? I heard that they were talking with Goldberg and they wanted him on like a 6-month or a year deal. He only wanted to do Mania. Are they trying to take a shot at him or something? I don't understand.
I don't. It's funny because like I know for everything I've read, he has such a negative relationship with Triple H, and I mean I don't know if there's. I mean I know there's money in the Goldberg name coming back, but WWE seems to need Goldberg a lot more than Goldberg needs WWE right now. So
That's true, dude.
it's
As sad as it is.
yeah, like that's not how I would think you'd want to bring Goldberg back. By hey, look at this guy that we can just dress up in black trunks and MMA gloves, and he's gonna look just like you. But hey, come back and hang out with us for 6 months. And
It's really weird. Yeah, it's like, he found his old shit was like old fucking Rob Van Dam tights he found in the Lost and Found. And now he's just like Goldberg.
Who was it? God, what wrestler used to do that when he would come up? Was it Stevie Cool? Or they had a guy? Didn't they have a guy in WWE that used to come down and dress up as different guys? Why the fuck am I drawing up? I know Stevie did it in ECW.
Well, didn't Sandow do it too in WWE?
Yeah, that's who it was. That's where. Okay, yeah, Sandow. I wonder if that's what they're just gonna start doing with Ryback. Like, have him come out one week looking like the Barbarian from the Powers of Pain.
Well, we pitched that for Sandow. We thought that's what Sandow really should have done, though. Like, every week, like, 1 week he comes out with a 2x4 yelling ho and shit. Like, just a
Yeah.
different gimmick every week. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
But at this point, Damian Sandow, who?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Sasha Banks defeats Becky Lynch. meh by DQ. No finish.
Yeah, it was a no finish. Yeah.
But he has those little R-Truth Goldust things. Those are fairly entertaining.
Fucking hilarious.
This
Like,
was
That wasn't on Hulu. That's the only way I can watch her out now, and that wasn't on Hulu.
Well, you should check out the highlights on YouTube because they put that up on the YouTube one.
I should probably do that. Yeah.
This was the toilet stall one, right?
Yeah, this was a total, yeah.
Fucking. Goldust is like hiding in the bathroom. R-Truth opens the stall. Fucking Goldust is like standing on the toilet. When he goes to get off, he steps directly into the toilet. Fucking hilarious, man. Go ahead.
I loved what R-Truth did at the Royal Rumble too, where he brings the ladder in the ring, climbs upon the ladder. It just, if he is the new Santino, where he just does shit that is just random and fucking hilarious, and that's the only way he's gonna get on TV. But
we think it's great. I love that shit.
I like that too, man. I like that too.
When he comes out and he's like, fucking talking about being in a match, and they're like, "You're not even in the match." Oh, my bad. Yeah. Like, what's that?
I always thought, and I've said it a couple of times on here when they tried to do that Adam Rose thing, where the rose bush or rose petal or whatever that thing was, rosebuds or whatever the fuck it was, where he'd be like kind of commentating, like kind of like a what was it, like Talk Soup or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was like 2 weeks they did that.
Yeah. If they would have put R-Truth in that, I think that would have been way better. If they would have had R-Truth doing that. So yeah.
I don't know. Eventually, they're going to take these two up. I guess it could be entertaining. I think the vignettes are funny. There was one on SmackDown this week where R-Truth's trying to leave a hotel, and then Goldust comes up like, dressed like the guy who carries your baggage. He's got the little hat on and shit. And he tries to fucking take R-Truth's baggage, and it's fucking funny. His bag flips open, all of his shit goes everywhere, and Goldust is fucking touching his underwear. And
I'd rather just see those guys do backstage vignettes than wrestle. Because I think if you put them in the ring, like, the matches are not going to be nearly as entertaining as the vignettes are. Like, just have them being guys that just do nothing but vignette shit in random spots and get them over. And I'd rather see them do that than actually wrestle.
Yeah, it's fairly entertaining.
Yeah.
What's not fairly entertaining in the main event? Ambrose and Reigns defeat the New Day.
2016 Mega Powers.
Yeah. Lesnar shows up, F5s, Ambrose, whatever.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Standard Raw. I give every Raw. I think since we started this show, I give every single Raw the same score. 2 out of 10. And that's it.
Two sunny sides up out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't been entertained with the thing they've done on Raw since when they gave Roman the belt, and then I knew that was just a bridge to get him off it and get him back the belt at Mania. But yeah, right. Raw's been bad for quite some time, and the
best thing to happen to Raw in the past year is that fucking trombone.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the most over thing on the roster.
It is.
Unbelievable. Yeah, pretty bad. I guess we don't really need to talk about fucking SmackDown. I guess we touched on Ryberg. So
Ryberg, yeah. I like that. I like Ryberg.
Goldback, yeah, Goldback or Ryberg, yeah.
Yeah, Goldback.
Ryberg. NXT this week, pretty fucking boring. Not much to really...
Oh, man, I tell you what, I made the mistake of watching NXT right after I watched fucking Lucha.
Oh, no.
I made that mistake.
I always wait a day because if I watch it right after, it seems way worse than it is.
Oh, man. Was it. That main event in NXT.
Wasn't that fucking terrible?
Oh, it was bad, and you had two of your best guys on the roster. It was a fucking headlock match.
Yeah. Well, as I posted on Twitter a picture of Jericho with his list, like number 564, headlock. Because that's what it was.
It was bullshit.
The problem with that match was whoever was the agent for that match. I don't know. I mean, that just seems like WWE bullshit. Take two guys who are amazing in the ring and neuter them completely. Go out there and fucking work a 1980s match or something.
Well, obviously, those two guys are, you don't want to show everything those guys can do. You don't want to, obviously, but headlock after head, that's what it was. It was like fucking 6 or 7 minutes of nothing but fucking headlocks. I had to stop. I don't even know the outcome of that match because I stopped.
It was boring as fuck.
Steve was over here watching it with me, and like by the third or fourth fucking go around with the headlocks, he just gets up, grabs his jacket. He's like, "I'm done with this. I'll talk to you tomorrow."
just walks out.
Leaves.
Started off with the Vaudevillains and the Dude Bros.
The Dude Bros.
The Vaudevillains have been gone for a couple of weeks. They've been airing these little vignettes that seemed like they were going to turn them heel. They had kind of a darker edge, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Vaudevillains heel could be interesting.
Yeah.
But they came back, and they just did the same shit.
That'd be awesome. They'd come and, like, kidnap Carmella and, like, tie her to some railroad tracks and shit.
It would be fucking awesome.
Or they put her in one of those, like, ankle cuff things that have the big, like, the chain gang looking thing you saw where they have, like, the big boulder.
Yep.
Or walking through there. Just doing a bunch of, like, early 1900s shit to her.
Enzo and Cass get, like, a big fucking reel of film delivered to them. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You put it in this black and white old-timey of them, like, tying her to train tracks.
Yeah, just
It
imagine Enzo
shows
and Cass trying
Cass.
to put that into, like, their DVD player.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, trying to, like, jam it into a VCR or some shit. It'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, I know what this is.
Yeah.
This is VHS. Oh,
And then Enzo grabs it and he's like, I know what this is, and then he goes into the bathroom, tries to flush it or some shit. Usually has fucking toilet paper.
But yeah, so they came out and they were face still, and it was weird. I don't know if they're trying to turn them heel. They didn't do a very good job of it.
Yeah.
But they beat the Dude Bros.
They did, yeah. Who hasn't beat the Dude Bros?
Shoot, terrible.
That's awful. Yeah, it's this flying Smirnoff and Zuba Pants kids, and yeah, it's just.
Carmella and Emma had a fucking terrible match together.
Oh my god, that was fucking Why are they pushing her? Why is she getting a push?
Oh.
Fuck.
No idea, dude.
We all know who should be getting the push towards Bailey's belt.
That's
We
what I
all know
said.
that.
Stop jerking us around and give us a match between the only two good female workers you have left.
Yep.
And stop fucking pissing around. Yeah, next week, Carmella and Bailey. Good luck.
Oh, jeez.
And they acknowledge the fact that they are real life best friends. So I mean, it's like, wow, there's some real heat going into that one.
Is that supposed to like make the match better?
In their fucking mind.
'Cause
I think they're finally starting to play off of like the rub that she got from Breaking Ground. Maybe they're trying to work it off that, where like build off the momentum that Carmella had as being one of the central characters of Breaking Ground. And I mean, I know all roads are going to end up leading to Bailey Asuka, but like.
The only rub
Right.
she's getting is from a 7-foot tall dimwit.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, versus what I have referred to as Default Wrestler A and Default Wrestler B. It's like in a game where instead of making your own character, you just choose for it to make a character.
Or when you, when you,
That's what those guys were.
Yep.
They just have all of their stats are in the middle.
Yep, just totally vanilla. Yeah.
They didn't even say who they are, man. Fucking, the review that I'm reading here for my notes, it says local talent 1 and 2. Pretty much it. I like default A and B. But yeah, I was like, okay, what's the point of this?
I got a feeling that those guys may get pushed to the main roster here soon. I'm thinking.
It's weird because
I'm thinking before Mania, because I mean I was watching what culture
Oh yeah.
on YouTube, and he made up a good point. Like you bring Enzo and Cass out, you got 100,000 people in the fucking AT&T Stadium doing their thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be kind of cool. That'd be something to see. I think.
Well, we're kind of the crotchety old fucking smarks in the sense that we're like, fucking, I'm not even into those guys. It's like more for me, it's like people like them and think they're the best team there because they have a catchphrase. Like, I fucking love Dash and Dawson, so.
Yeah, I agree with you, but.
I like also Gable and Jordan.
I love Gable and Jordan.
Those guys are over as fuck. They need to put the belts on them.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah, I'd love to see those guys up in the main roster sometime soon.
That'll happen WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
NXT.
I wonder if they do, if they incorporate NXT, if they do a match with some of the NXT guys on the actual Mania card, or they just leave it.
No, because they have an NXT event the day before on the network.
Yeah,
that's
the thing. If they just leave it for that,
they're gonna have to do something, because
that is the
three-quarters
match.
of the roster.
Not to spoil. They've basically spoiled all their own shit. So,
Right.
But yeah, it'll be Jordan and Gable versus Dash and Dawson at the Takeover event.
take
So
over.
you got that. You got Sammy Nakamura, Bailey Asuka, and then it's Finn Joe. What if that leaves? Is that with Cruz and Corbin then?
Yeah, it might be Cruz. He's not on there yet, but
Yeah.
we'll see about that. It's going to be better than Mania.
Yes, I definitely think so.
Asuka and Santana Garrett. Whatever.
Yeah, that lasted. That was like a 2.5 minute match or something. That didn't last very long at all.
And yeah, Finn Balor and Apollo Crews. We already talked about that. It was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
At
who
Lock
won?
City.
By the way, what happened? What was the outcome of that? I stopped. I turned it off.
Balor won, and Balor won, raised his arm, in the afterward, and
They were buddies.
yeah, pretty much.
They went out and got some Mean Gene burgers.
I think Cruz is great, but their use of him has been terrible. They put him in there at the last takeover against Baron Corbin, and that was terrible. He sold for Corbin the whole fucking time.
Right? Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was. You knew that they were gonna fucking do that too.
Sometimes I get that there needs to be an agent, and I think that agents should be an agent, but they should have here's the outline. This is what we need to express. This is the amount of time you have. This is who's gonna win. But these guys were like fucking Terry Taylor and some of these other fucking guys who are 50 years old and shit. They're calling these matches like spot for spot. It's terrible. I feel like that a lot of the shit's like that, where it's just two guys, let them go out there and do it. And that's why Lucha Underground, reason 1042, is better. It's two guys who can fucking wrestle, deciding what they want to do, man. They know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, the Lucha Libre shit in Nitro back in the day was the best, because they let those guys just go. You could do whatever kind of match you wanted to do. So you have 10 minutes, go out there.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel, that's one thing about Lucha in WCW or Lucha Underground now, from what I've been watching, is you watch WWE and it feels like such a contrived, point A to point B to point C, and then you get Lucha and it's like, wow, this looks so much better and so much different and so much more entertaining. And it makes WWE look even worse with how contrived their product is.
Yeah, it does. And that was NXT. And I got another. Pretty boring. NXT can sometimes be good, but lately hasn't been very good.
No.
Ring of Honor. Did you guys watch Ring of Honor?
I did not watch Ring of Honor.
Dude,
week, no.
you kind of, we have to watch Raw, and we have to watch it. Oh, I like watching NXT. But yeah, Ring of Honor kind of got the push when Lucha came back.
Yeah, sorry, Ring of Honor.
I watched some of the matches. There's some pretty good shit, but just very, very by the book still,
Yeah, I'm still gonna get a Dalton Castle t-shirt.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dalton Castle's amazing. So you talk about Lucha Underground.
Yay!
Savior of the week.
Oh, I've been waiting an hour and 27 minutes for this.
All that other shit was bullshit.
But please tell me this week was better than the Tammy Cinch porno.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course it was.
Puba, Pentagon Jr. Opened the show. Cool backstage. How fucking awesome is Pentagon Jr.? Like, I don't care who
How
you
fucking awesome is Puma, man?
are. Well, that's new. Is there anybody who's in better shape than that guy? That guy's got ab muscles I've never even seen before.
Yep, he's got ab muscles. He's got a six-pack on his six-pack, yo.
Yeah, I haven't watched as much of him as Ricochet as I'd like to, but, watching him in there as Puma, like, he's captivating in the ring. Like, the shit he does, that spot where he, like, jumps up from the rope and then goes on the turnbuckle and does the shooting star outside was impressive.
Oh, fuck, that was awesome.
Oh, my God. You know what I mean? Just, it's one thing that, and I was talking to you guys about this earlier, where Lucha is just it's a very good alternative, and it's something entirely different than anything we're watching on North American TV. And it's just, you guys said earlier, I hope this doesn't ever get fucked up. Like, I hope they don't do, like, a talent raid, or they find a way to, bring the two together. Let this be great.
Yep.
Yeah, their season 3's already signed up and coming next year, so.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything. Actually, probably later this year.
I hope so.
Probably be back
awesome.
this fall.
Because that was a tough few months there. Without any Lucha Underground, man.
It was.
Even doing what they did with Ray was awesome too. Like bringing Ray in at the end, like that's gonna that got my interest too.
Yeah, dude. And
Let's talk because we know a couple little spoilers here and there with Lucha. Okay, we know Joey Ryan's coming.
yeah,
Who do you think Joey Ryan's gonna wrestle?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I mean, do you think they'll bring back what the fuck is it? Pimpinella Escarlata?
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was talking at work with somebody. I was like, "Yep." That's who they're gonna have.
I will fucking shoot rope if I get a Joey Ryan Pimpinella Escarlata match. Oh my god, I hope that happens. I really do.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's fucking great.
I guess you're not familiar with season 1. Pimpinella Escarlata is like a legit like cross-dresser wrestler.
Yeah,
It's like a Mexican dude who comes out dressed in like women's attire and
really exactly like Tim Curry in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And he acts like a woman and he does a lot of that kind of shit where he'll like rub his ass on people and it's fucking great, man.
Yeah, see, I missed season 1. I just got caught up in stuff and didn't get a chance to get caught up on that. But I started season 2, and it's just the product itself blows me away. Like I'm looking forward to continually watching that week over week and getting more into it. So
it ends and it's like, it's just a bummer when it ends. First match, Johnny Mundo and Killshot,
which was not bad. That was a pretty good match, actually.
It was pretty good. Killshot's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 450 splash in here. Did he do some crazy fucking... There's so many like different shooting star presses, I don't even keep track of them, but I thought that was good. Johnny Mundo takes the win on that, which, that's nothing surprising.
That's not big. Yeah, then they had the Cage came back.
Yeah.
Cage came out, yeah.
God, that guy's fucking giant, isn't he?
He looks bigger. He looks bigger than he did last season, man.
I think the steroids that he must be using is why he's not in WWE. It has to be the only reason.
Well, then why is fucking Alberto Del Rio there?
He is.
That's true. Del Rio fucking definitely.
Del Rio definitely has been roiding, dude. Come on now.
He had to have.
Ever since Jared said that on that one week when he was the last time he was on, it's like, oh fuck, you notice now. You look for that.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Del Rio's got it in his contract, like I'm sure some of the other part-timers do, where like, yeah, you can't really test me. Like, because Batista came back and he looked fucking ripped, and, Rock comes back and he wrestles one match and rips his whole abdominal wall off, so I wonder if he's got it in, like, his contract where it's like, yeah, I'm going to take these tests, but you can't really get me on anything, so.
Well, there's people saying back in the day Triple H didn't take those tests. CM Punk said that. He's like, did you take the test? Silence. Oh, yeah. I believe definitely Triple H took fucking gas. I don't care.
Oh, you fucking know it. For sure.
He didn't drink or do drugs. I don't give a fuck. He did steroids.
Yeah, there's no way. And see, it's funny because, like, with those guys maintaining the body, like, even a guy like Ziggler, like, and I'm not saying Ziggler's on any kind of gas, but to be with in that kind of shape 365 days a year, like, they're not doing that based off, like, hard work and dedication at the gym. Like, there's got to be something there, and it doesn't even bother me if it is, but those guys have, like, someone like Ryback, I find it impossible to maintain that level of physique 365 days a year.
Yeah,
so, like,
especially when you're on the road 5 days out of the week, man.
Yeah, like that's Did you guys see the interview with Punk that he got testy on with it was through like Complex magazine?
I'm gonna let you guys go here. I'll be back in a minute.
No, I did not read that.
So pretty much, there's a guy from Complex magazine, and he interviewed Punk, doing some kind of interview with it's called like the second act of CM Punk, and they're talking about him transitioning in, and Punk got really pissed at the guy because he was talking about where is the actual quote? I'm gonna find it here and I'm gonna read it.
Punk got pissed though?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Punk wasn't a big fan of that, so. So when he's asked the specific areas he needs to improve on, a weakness or flaw, what he needs to fix, and Punk says he works on everything. So the guy rephrases the question, and Punk just rips into him. It's like, do you follow me on Twitter? You sound like someone that would follow me on Twitter with that kind of a question. And I guess Punk left, and like, I never want to talk to you again. And the guy's like, I didn't mean to put you on the defensive. I'm not on the defensive. Your question's insulting. You ask if I know the difference between the two, and Punk's coming across really a lot more like a guy that's just like I don't know if it's the pressure of getting into UFC and he's not fighting as well as he wanted to, but
Right. Yeah.
he's not coming across as very likable. And I was a big Punk fan as a wrestler. Like I was at the Pipe Bomb live as it happened in Las Vegas, and
shit, huh?
yeah, he was one of my favorite wrestlers of the last era. And then, to see him leave, like I remember listening to the Cabana podcast. I'm like, all right, cool. Like why he left makes sense. And I can get when you have that level of celebrity, it's difficult to think everyone's genuine and people don't have an angle. But I don't like the fact that he's distancing himself from wrestling. Like that's not what got him into UFC.
Well, right, yeah, it's not got him to how well known he is.
Yeah,
you're right. He's just an asshole.
Yeah, that's exactly what Ryan said, man. He's not a very likable fella. He's just coming off as not a very likable fella at all.
Yep.
And the thing that I find that's funny is that he makes a point in this article to tell the interviewer multiple times, like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. If I cared what everyone thought, I would never do shit. And I just find it funny for the guy to talk like that, but then he gets, sensitive in his emotions when a guy's like, hey, like, what do you have to work on? Like, what's the difference? How can you say you don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks and then turn around and get mad when some guy is asking you just general questions like, he's gonna get more WWE questions as he goes towards his debut.
He absolutely cares what you think, dude.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah, and that's the thing I think is hilarious. Like, he's trying to come across as this renegade who doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks,
but he
like,
does.
If you didn't, you wouldn't be that upset.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, I was telling him before. I don't know if you heard it, but I was actually at the Pipe Bomb live when I lived in Las Vegas. So it was. It's funny watching the promo back because I was at the event with a buddy of mine, and they go through, and I think it was like Sheamus.
I gotta step away for a minute.
Yep.
Okay. Like Sheamus I think somebody put Cena through a table, and they were doing a double taping. They were doing like their 4th of July time, and Punk gets at the ramp and starts cutting the pipe bomb, and me and a buddy of mine, we have a pretty good idea of what's going on and what isn't, and we both look at each other in like stunned silence, like, holy fuck, did that make air? Like, and I'm calling my buddies like between the splits between the two shows, and I'm like, yo, did what Punk just said, did that make air? And it was crazy just because it looked like something that you really saw them breaking down the walls of what it was, and I was shocked that it really made live television air. And to be able to see that, a promo that's up there with the Austin 316 promo to a lot of people, was really cool to see that live as it happened.
For sure. Yeah, it's the guy is he was good, but he's an asshole.
Yeah, and he's it's good. He was good in WWE, and he came across as like that anti-authority, renegade type guy. And I was telling him, for you to try to distance yourself from professional wrestling, and you brag about the fact that you're doing this because you want to. Well, you're able to not have a job because of the money you made in WWE. Like, UFC didn't sign Phil Brooks, the man. They signed CM Punk, the household name, and you made that name in wrestling. Like, I don't like him trying to get sensitive and distance himself from what brought him to the dance.
I won't take away anything he said in his, when he was on with Colt on his podcast. A lot of all that shit's true. I'm with you, and I agree with him on all that. But at the same point, I feel like he probably was a real pain in the ass to deal with from a management perspective.
Yeah.
They probably hated fucking working with the guy because he's just a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, and I think, especially with a guy that good, like, it's rare to find guys that are that good, but also with that being such a billion-dollar industry, like, they don't want guys that are up there shaking the drink all the time. Like, you want guys at that level that are just going to blindly agree.
Yeah, I think that's why they don't like indie guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people they make, they don't give a shit about this. Like, they're basically the same as somebody who's like a pop singer. They're like, oh, you're gonna sing this song, right on, let's do it.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody who's like an impassioned musician or an indie wrestler, they have, they don't want to do certain things. They have ideas, they have ambitions. They're not like Roman Reigns, who'll just like whatever they say to do.
Yeah, and I think especially at that level, like, I don't think Vince will tell you how much he wants people to challenge his ideas, but you want people just to fall in line and do your shit. And, I don't know if he's ever going to come back. I don't know if he'll ever humble himself enough to come back. And, if he doesn't, and that's cool too, like, either way, but like, you married your wife. You met her while doing professional wrestling. Like, I'm not saying you have to be a lifelong professional wrestler, but there's no need to rip a guy who's trying to interview you because he's bringing up WWE stuff.
That's like Randy Orton style shit right there.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's like, yeah. And I wonder if it's like the stress of just not getting back to, you know, having the injury and people aren't taking him seriously. Like, if he's trying to come off as this anti-authority dickhead, and it's just, it's not working.
Right. Is that
Who
right?
are we talking about?
Are
we talking about me? You guys talking about
Yeah,
me?
we're talking about
Yeah,
you.
definitely, yeah.
Moving into further on with the Lucha Underground, you really enjoyed the Sexy Star Marty the Moth segment on Rando.
I did. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought he did a really good job of coming off like a psycho.
You remember when he came in like as a comedy guy last year?
Yeah.
Late in the season, he comes in as a comedy thing, and I was like, that's really weird that they would even have a comedy guy. And then he quickly turned into this weird fucking Joker kind of character. I don't know what the fuck he is.
It was kind of like a mix between like the Joker and maybe like Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter sort of thing. Maybe I don't know, man.
He does a pretty good job with it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fucking rad. That's why I texted you that right away.
I enjoyed it. You get the first PJ Black promo, formerly known as Justin Gabriel.
Who?
In WWE.
Is that the guy from the Core?
Fuck, I don't know.
Didn't they sell like shampoo or something? Them guys?
He was fucking supposed to get that Adam Rose gimmick.
Yeah, well, I think he's better off now.
Well,
I think I'd rather job to Mac.
He had his own. He's like, I have my own idea. You know, it was the same idea. He pitched this to WWE. Of the Darewolf. I don't even know, but yeah, kind of a daredevil wolf thing. But he's like, I have this idea. I have all my own ideas for promos, and they're like, I want you to be Adam Rose. He's like, he didn't, so they fired him.
Yep.
But I thought the promo was okay. I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to be. He's the Darewolf.
He beats people up outside of shitty motels.
Yeah. What looked like women wearing motorcycle helmets.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see that one guy was a luchador with a helmet on?
Yeah, I thought that was
Dude, yep.
It's fucking awesome. Great. It's almost as good as King Cuerno as a cowboy.
Yeah, that was really good though too. I like that. Yeah.
They really need to do some shit with like a fucking luchador just doing normal things.
Yeah, just like
walking through the grocery store and shit.
Yeah. Fuck, I'll go do that tomorrow, man. I have tomorrow off. I'll grab my Rey Mysterio mask and I'll go out on the town.
I bet you'd have problems with that.
You think so?
I think if you walk in anywhere with a mask on, people...
Yes.
Nowadays?
Yeah, especially now. Oh, yeah.
It's 9/11, dude? Like,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
You walk in somewhere with a mask, you might get shot by some fucking asshole.
Yeah, get shot by some fucking cops or something.
Yeah, well, I remember I went to one of those Cauliflower Alley Club things in Vegas, and they had it in some, like, flea bag, shit-eating hotel in Las Vegas, and there are a couple guys that are like in their 70s that are still working the mask gimmick like in front of people because apparently people still give a shit about that. And they're like, yeah, you can't wear that mask in the casino. Like you can't walk around a casino gambling floor wearing a mask like that. So if you walk through like your local Walmart or your local Hardee's with a mask, I'm sure they're not going to really they're not going to go too well with that, especially nowadays.
Our country is gay these days.
Yeah.
The new PJ Black takes on the Mac. I was surprised that the Mac went over.
I was too. Yeah, why waste that big fucking 10-minute long promo just to watch your guy get fucking buried?
Because the Mac is awesome and everybody likes him.
I like him.
How less impressive is Apollo Crews standing moonsault when you see fucking the Mac get his big ass over for one?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's got to be one of the most agile big guys I've ever fucking seen.
That's crazy. He's got a fucking chubby belly on him, but the guy can fucking move.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
He's like a Coco Beware, but good.
That's Hall of Famer Coco Beware, by the way.
No, it was all the bird. It was all Frankie, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The lead actor in Beyond the Mat.
They had a little promo for a new female wrestler, Cobra Moon.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. I like that's something that season 1 did and season 2 continues to do is brings new people all the time. And
I like the name.
Yeah.
I like the name Cobra Moon. Yeah.
And as wrestling fans, we like that. We like debuts. We like new people. Kind of an exciting sort of thing. Disciples of Death versus Puma and Pentagon. Just so many crazy spots in here, man.
Oh, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Like you said, the moonsault to the outside. What else was
that
there?
was the shooting star press to the outside.
Or, yeah, the shooting star press.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, dude.
He did that shit at Wrestle Kingdom this year, too, where he did like a running fucking jump up to the rope and did like a fucking one off there. It was ridiculous. That guy is amazing. And like, what, 24 years old?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's got
man.
all the talent in the world.
Yep. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
He had a tryout with WWE for NXT and didn't get signed. I've heard some things, some inside things about it, but I suppose we probably shouldn't say. But that was a fucking great match. They win it. Sets up a little hostility between Pentagon and Puma, so,
Right.
That might be something.
That'll be a good angle. Yeah.
And the end of the show, man, the end promo, you get a little Rey Mysterio reveal, so we all knew that was coming eventually.
Yeah, we knew that was... I didn't think it was going to be this early on in the season, though.
You marked out for that, huh?
I did. I was pretty happy about that, yep.
It's pretty good.
It was definitely something that, I mean, it's gonna keep viewers invested. And I know for a fact, as someone who doesn't watch it a whole lot, I'm gonna get more into it, show after show, and it's gonna be cool to see Mysterio come in.
Yeah, right. And then you have somebody new who's playing El Dragon Azteca. That's cool too. So, I mean, the show ends, and I want more of it. It ends, and I'm like, fuck, like, gotta wait a week now.
Yeah.
It's definitely the high point of my television watching week.
Oh, absolutely.
Nothing I look forward to more than that.
We got the Super Bowl this week.
Oh yeah.
But,
Do some picks or what?
We're doing some picks.
Yeah.
Taking the cats or the donkeys.
I feel like it's got to be the Panthers, man.
What about you, Ryan? What do you think?
I'm gonna say probably Carolina. I'll even float a score out there. I'll say Carolina 35, Denver 20.
Okay.
I
want Cam. I've always liked Cam Newton since he came into the league. I wish we would have drafted him. I wish we would have done something. I'm talking as me being a Raiders fan. But no, we decided to sign Jason Campbell that year. But whatever, big fucking whoop. But anyway, I've always liked Cam Newton. I liked him coming out of college, and I've always kind of admired him. He had when we did our fantasy draft this year, I had a feeling just like, I don't know, I had this weird feeling like, stay away from him. He's not going to have a good year. Here he's fucking MVP. Fucking makes me even like him even more.
Hasn't this week made you dislike him?
No, dude.
Him talking all week, this bullshit.
The dude's fan. I don't care. I like the guy.
He's like,
you
guys fear me because I'm a black quarterback. Like, what? There's been a fucking 100 black quarterbacks, dude. Don't try to.
But none that can stick around and take hits like him. I mean, yeah, we've had Michael Vick recently. As one of those dangerous. He could do just about anything. But the guy was tiny. He'd get hit and get hurt. But anyway, let's get back to the Super Bowl picks here. All right.
Sorry.
But I want to see Carolina win, and I think they're going to put up 30 on Denver. And if they put up 30 on Denver, they're going to win. Okay, whoever scores 30 points in that game is going to win. But with that being said, Cam Newton really hasn't had an awful game this year, and neither did fucking Peyton Manning his MVP year where he broke all them fucking records and shit. I can see Cam Newton falling apart in this. I can see it. It wouldn't surprise me if the Broncos actually squeak this one out or take it. But yeah, I'm gonna say a little closer than Ryan. I'll say 31-28 Carolina.
Yeah, it's just too fresh in my memory. Last time we had to watch the Broncos in the Super Bowl, and it was over.
Oh, and they got destroyed.
It was over immediately, and I was like on to something else. Like, I'll wait all day for this fucking game, and within the first quarter, it's bullshit. It's over with.
It was over in 5 minutes.
That's what I get. That's what I get for rooting for the Broncos as a Raiders fan. I am genetically predisposed to hate this team with all of my heart. And then I'm going for Peyton Manning because, I've admired Peyton Manning as an Indianapolis Colt. It would have been nice to see him become the first quarterback to win multiple Super Bowls with multiple teams. But that fucker, I lost money with that fucker that last time he made it to the Super Bowl. That bitch owed me money, man.
Was the first play of the game a safety?
Yeah, first snap.
Yeah.
First snap from scrimmage, dude. Yeah.
Jesus.
I will say
hiked
this,
it right out of the back of the fucking end zone.
Yeah, sorry. If Cam does end up beating Peyton, the internet's got to find a way to make one of those quick internet mashups of Cam on Shawn Michaels' head, super kicking Peyton Manning right out of WrestleMania 24, and having Peyton Manning just look at Cam like, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then Cam just kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah.
This is last year for Manning, regardless win or lose. You think?
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, his body's falling apart. Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Unless the Rams, because there's talk of the Rams wanting maybe to bring him in for a year. I don't know why. I don't know how this has come up unless the Rams. But no, I think this is it for Peyton. He's hurt. He doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't have the arm strength. He's been throwing lame ducks, dude. He threw fucking 17 interceptions. You had two guys in the league that has played 18 years in the league, and they both led the league in interceptions.
Yeah, him and who?
Charles Woodson.
Oh, yeah.
See what I did there?
Fucking Woodson defies all age, man.
I hate seeing him go, man. As a lifelong Raiders fan, I was cheering for the guy when he was in that ugly Packers green and yellow. But man, him being drafted as a rookie to the Raiders, coming out of college, the only guy to ever win the Heisman on the defensive side of the ball. I've admired this guy's career, and I'm very, very sad to see him go. I wish he'd stick it out one more year out on the field, but there is a silver lining in this cloud for me. He's going to stick around. And Hey, I like what you did there. He's going to stick around, and he's going to coach some of our young guys on that defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I always liked him. I always thought he was a badass, man.
Oh yeah, the dude's fucking. It's Charles fucking Woodson. There's been a lot of good Woodsons that have played football in the NFL, but he's by far the best.
And for how old he is this year, to have the year that he did, it was.
Oh, he we may have only won 7 games this year, but he won at least 3 or 4 of them for us single-handedly.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was definitely been a treat to watch. I remember watching him in Michigan against those Ohio State games.
Yep.
They would play up there, and I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Whether that be what it is, but I definitely enjoyed watching Charles Woodson's career. And the older I get, the more I root for those guys to kind of go out on top. So for Charles Woodson to go out at a high level, I think is really cool. And it was impressive to watch him even have that good of a year last year and be fly around the ball.
Right. He was a part. He's a crucial part of this turning point for the Raiders to get out of this funk that has happened since Al Davis fucking shit it all away right before he died. Poo pants, poop my football team's pants. But, yeah. But anyway, yeah. But let's get to the what. So we all three we swept the board with the Panthers picks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was a little negative with my Panthers pick, but let's get to the much more important question. What everybody out there is wanting to hear. What are you guys cooking for Super Bowl?
My girlfriend has to work, and I don't really cook, so I'm gonna probably order pizza. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say like Hot Pockets or what?
No, I'm probably gonna order pizza.
Cup of noodles.
I ate
Spice it
some
up,
ramen
throw
noodles
some
yesterday.
salsa. Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Ryan?
I think I'm gonna throw some chicken wings in the slow cooker. Probably throw something on the barbecue downstairs, and probably get a bunch of those Chex Mix or Cheez-It Mix party mix and throw a bunch of them in a bowl and try not to have to do a lot. So
yeah,
there you go.
And push your body to the brink of alcoholism and diabetes at the same time.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that's what I love about Super Bowl. I'm probably gonna make my wings. I throw mine in the oven. I bake mine in the oven for like 2-3 hours. I pull them out every half hour and sauce them and throw them back in.
Okay,
man,
nice.
I make some bomb wings. Jim, you've had the wings before.
They're delicious.
Maybe if you a good Suplex City Limits podcast host, I stop by and bring some over to you.
Bring me some chicken wings if you
I'll bring you some chicken wings. If you will, there, Daddy. Come into the pay window with them chicken wings here.
I'll be alright. Take some wings. Yeah, dude, we almost that reminded me there. We almost forgot. So, a
Yeah,
Suplex
here
City
you go.
Limits tradition. We've, on one episode, told our stories of shitting our pants as adults. Ever since then, we ask every guest if they have shit their pants as an adult, and if they will indeed share us the story with us. So we propose that to you, sir.
I can tell you that I have never shit my pants, but I can tell you a story about pissing my pants multiple times.
Is that going to pass? Jim, will that pass?
Well, if he's got no shit stories, we'll take a piss story.
All right, we'll take a piss. All right.
So I enjoy doing those weird Tough Mudder Spartan race obstacle courses.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so I competed in my first Tough Mudder this year in Lake Tahoe. And it's about a 10-mile course. It's about 20, 30 obstacles, give or take. And a 10-mile course, you drink a lot of water during that course.
Obviously.
So I am going up hills, going down hills, and it happened to me the first time, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to piss. And, like, you're a quarter of the way into the course, like there's no porta potties out there. So I'm running up a hill as I'm pissing myself multiple times. And you're going, like, I'm going through obstacles, like I'm going through barbed wire crawls and all kinds of stuff, like doing military-style crawls, and I can feel myself having to piss, and I'm like, well, there's nobody really behind me.
Yep.
And might as well just go. So I'm crawling through barbed wire, pissing myself. Jumping through like water, jumping off of things into water, pissing myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fine. If you're jumping, don't worry. Nobody noticed then, man. I was just going to ask. That was going to be my question. Is that before or after you made it through the water obstacles?
I pissed myself in one of the water obstacles. I pissed myself after one of the water obstacles. The first time I did it, I just looked around. I'm like, well, there's a ton of fucking water and there's a ton of mud on me. I highly doubt anyone's going to see this stream of piss coming down my leg. So, fuck it. It's going to blend right in. I might as well just let it go. So I'm going up a hill, just pissing myself as normal.
If you had to shit yourself during that, would you have?
No, because that's going to get really messy. So I would have probably had to
washed off in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I could have like ducked into somewhere, like ducked behind a tree and just let it go. But that would have been hard to do because I'd have to carry that like in my shorts for however many miles were there, and I can't imagine.
It's extra weight,
I'd
man.
have jumped
that's
the
just
water
been a
hazard, pulled the pants down, shit in there, and then kept going.
Yeah, that could have worked. Yeah, but yeah, I've never shit myself, pissed myself a couple times.
Someone gets to the water hazard, and there's just a log floating.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's just part of the obstacle. Nothing to worry about here, guys. Yeah, you just got to get around.
Just get around it. Yep.
Yeah.
Before we get to the Hall of Fame and wrap this bitch up, just kind of what's coming up on the show. Next week, our Valentine's Day episode, a menage a trois, with Jared, co-owner of Fully Loaded Wrestling, our first 3-time guest on the show.
3 times.
So he'll be back. The week after that, we got the Vexed bassist Taylor coming back. He's going to play some music on the show. That should be pretty badass.
Right on.
Lucha John from the Put 'Em Over podcast. And then moving into March, we got pro wrestler Casanova Valentine, the hipster heartthrob himself, will be on the show. So a lot of good guests coming up. Also, just a shout out to all. Check out all of our friends, Fully Loaded Wrestling. Check out their weekly YouTube show, Federation podcast, New Blood, Put 'Em Over. All of those guys, check them out and show them some love. And also the Gully Blanchard podcast. Check that out. So let's get to the Hall of Fame. This week, it took me a while to decide this week.
I don't know. You never told me who you're putting in.
Did.
All right, who you did?
No, I never did.
Oh, okay.
We don't have very many tag teams in the Hall of Fame, so feel like it has to happen. It's time for the Steiner Brothers, the 40th and
okay. All right.
into the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame.
I should have took the 33% chance that you said that you were going to put the Steiners in and divided it by the 14% chance that you were going to put in another masked wrestler.
I almost did put in.
Everybody gets a joke. Yeah, everybody gets a joke.
They're the first tag team to win the WWF Tag Team Championship, WCW, and IWGP in professional wrestling history. I put them in the top 3. I think we've discussed that on the show. I believe that the best tag team of all time is the Road Warriors, followed by the Steiners, followed by the Dudleys.
Yeah.
Personally, you just can't really fucking touch their shit. And there's so many good matches throughout the years, just badass. Until they went separate, I don't know. Rick just kind of fell off, and Scott went on
and Scott went on to be all sorts of awesome.
The
Even though he's a piece of shit as a person, like I don't know, he entertained him because he'd fuck up so much.
Well, like I said with Scott Steiner, it's like a movie that's so bad it goes all the way around and becomes good. You know?
Yeah, and there was always that really shitty run he had with Triple H with that Royal Rumble that was just awful.
Where Triple H fucking gassed him out on purpose. Drug the match out until he'd gas out.
Yeah. And what's funny, I know on the network and to me they just added it. I haven't seen it in a while. They had a lot of late '90s, really bad WCW Monday Nitros where they're still trying to make Rick Steiner a thing.
Yeah.
And like they've got Steiner like feuding with Goldberg, and oh god, it's fucking awful. Yeah. They've got like Steiner and Tank Abbott, their thing, and it's.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember when Tank Abbott had his run in WCW.
Was that when Abbott was the biggest 3-count fan in the world?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is a piece of wrestling history when he tries dancing with 3 count.
Good God. That's unbelievably bad. But yeah, man, I always enjoy the Steiners. I think they're badass. They're fucking crazy outside of the ring as well.
Now, does that eliminate Scott Steiner from a solo induction?
We haven't run into that yet. I don't know. I mean, I guess we can still do him as a solo. I always figured, too, if you put him in as a tag team, does that not cover it? You know, I don't know.
Well, there's been talk of the Hart Foundation since we already put in Brett.
Yeah, see.
You don't want to put Anvil all by himself. I mean, he really never...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I don't know. We'll have to figure that part of it out. Yeah, because there are some tag team guys who did... Because Scott Steiner's worthy of it as a solo as well.
Oh, yeah. White Thunder, Big Papa Pump.
Oh, dude.
Big Booty Daddy.
Yeah.
Holler if you hear me.
And the Main Event Mafia, too. That shit run.
Yeah. So, the 40th inductees into the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame, the most prestigious Hall of Fame in all of podcastdom. The Steiner Brothers. You like that? That was well delivered, wasn't it? That pretty much wrap up the show for this week. Like I said, you can follow Ryan's show at Gully Blanchard. You guys are on all the usual outlets, I'm sure.
Yep, iTunes and gullyblanchard.podbean.com.
There you go. And you got anything coming up on the show? What's your next episode? When's that coming out?
Next episode should be coming out tomorrow. We talk about some wrestling stuff. We talk about, CTE. We talk about, if that's going to make its way into wrestling, kind of one thing we touched about here. The shit booking of Monday Night Raw. We talked about that a little bit. Talked about Johnny Manziel doing dumb shit. We talked about Manu Ginobili's testicles and Bret Hart's prostate.
Manu Ginobili did have a fucking legit testicle injury this week.
Yeah, he's out 4 to 6 weeks with broken testicles. So we tried to figure out on the show how exactly do you rehab that, or when a guy tears his ACL, you can have a doctor come out and kind of examine him on the field, Did a doctor come out or a trainer come out and examine Ginobili's balls on the court?
What was the technical? What did they call the injury?
They said it was a groin injury.
A groin injury, but really that's his balls.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so we do that, and then next week I'm going to be talking to Daniel Soden of NoCoastBias.com, talk a little bit of wrestling. So yeah, check us out, man. We really enjoy doing the show.
Well, yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time out to hang out with us and endure Sunny Side Up and everything.
Not a problem.
So that's going to do it for this week. We'll see you guys next week. And as always, may you get as much dick and or pussy as you desire. And remember, a winner is you.
Later.
See you guys.